back in Fontana, California to set the stage for the final race of the season. This is the In-N-Out 300 at Auto Club Speedway. And our front row lockout Novasport owner Aiden Smith takes the pole for today's event with teammate Roger Rey right beside him. Rey will be looking to get back into the championship fight with a strong result, but he'll have to hope that the top two in points falter. DiLello will start this race in 4th and Sustrai 5th. Everyone else is just looking to win one more time before the season ends. This right here is one of their last shots to do so. Pace car is in, green flag is out, we're racing in Fontana.
Lotus Desperado made a 3-wide move heading into turn number 1 to take the lead away, but had to catch the car in turns 3 and 4, giving the top 2 to the Novasport drivers as they battled out in 1 and 2 for the second lap and heading down into the back straightaway.
And the racing is intense as ever. Look at this. Here comes Desperado 3 wide to the inside in the 63, trying to keep those championship hopes alive. Looking low underneath Roger Rey, pushing up in the corner. Boy, that's tight. But it's going to be Roger Rey leading off the corner with one car up in the wall or very close to it. It looked like one of the Toyotas. That is the 04.
Cree McShane looks like maybe that was her, but Van Desperado, it looks like she's already, wasting no time getting up to the front, making daring 3-wide moves. Right now she'll have to settle for second, but right there, right behind, that is your points leader, the one that she is trying to beat to get back into this title fight. Kyler Sustrai, 60 ahead of DiLello, who is right behind the 69, trying to have another good race at his home track here, but Roger Rey continues to lead as the single file line heads to the front straightaway.
Novasport still looking as strong as ever. Roger Rey leading the field. Aiden Smith, second. DiLello, 3 of their cars in the top 4. Very good performance by them. As here comes Sustrai looking low underneath the 63 down the back.
See if we can get the run there, but usually the outside line powers ahead on the back straightaway. Looks like that'll be the case here. But DiLello making moves on his team owner, Aiden Smith in the 89, and Jay Jefferson, the defending winner of this race, sitting right behind. So the last 2 winners in Fontana looking pretty good with top 10 spots here early on.
Yeah, you see everybody trying to groove search. There's a lot of racetrack here, Fontana, one of the widest tracks on the schedule. And somebody's kind of struggling right now. The 69 DJ Reed can't really find it, but he's just a little too high up the racetrack, especially in the corners. That's why he's going backwards.
Having a good run just a lap before this, but man, he is I don't know if it was a mistake or something, but he lost the groove right there, as Peter was saying, and he is all the way back, I believe, outside the top 10. But further up ahead, you got Nathan Stapleton battling against Lane Thomas, and for the lead, Desperado trying again on Roger Rey on the inside. Let's see if this move will stick. A whole lot further down on the corner than Rey. In fact, Rey slides up. I think Desperado's got this one.
Easily has the lead. Rey did not want to get side drafted and driven up the hill. He just said, all right, you want the lead, take it. Long race, 50 laps tonight. But some of these people are out here to play because they know what they're racing for. Here comes DiLello now fighting up for third, trying to aid his teammate. But Jefferson trying to spoil the party.
Jefferson right now 7th in points, pretty much outside the championship fight, but right ahead of him is pretty much the main battle, the 29 and 42. That's DiLello trying to get ahead of Roger Rey now, past the 42 car of Kyler Sustrai, but DiLello's not only going to need the spot on Kyler Sustrai, but a bit of a cushion. That's 60 points that he needs to gain, so he's going to have to make up some more spots, possibly even try to win this race. He's done it before this season. Can he do it again?
An incredible pace on these cars here early, very quick racetrack. here in Southern California. Disparito not feeling a challenge yet. Everybody's staying in line, working together so far. Novasport cars trying to work the 42 out, and I think they will do so because Sustrai way up the track here. Going to lose out to Jefferson and the 99 of Colin Teague, Nathan Stapleton, Lane Thomas looking to capitalize on the 42, getting just a little bit out in the groove into the dusty parts.
And I bet DiLello's got a smirk on his face, seeing that in the rearview mirror. At 42 going wide and continue to lose spots as DiLello moves into the third position. Put Jay Jefferson into fourth as the 3-wide battle for fifth goes on, as that's Stapleton down at the bottom, but it looks like Teague in the middle will try to keep that spot.
Evan Hunter adding his name to the mix of drivers here in the top 10. The Season 1 champion, the UPS machine. Digging on the inside, the 69's regained a little bit of traction. And here comes the 31 of Hector Garcia, looking way low down the straightaway. Thinks better of it, but this is going to be tight down here in the 3.
The first place on track that these cars are tight in the pack. I mean, these guys were almost 4 wide earlier on, now 3 wide in 2 places with the 31, 03, and 28 back there, as well as these 3 up here. But man, you know, Fontana, you always look forward to this racing that you got right here. It's calm and collected at some points, but when these guys know when to go, they know how.
Roger Rey takes the lead back. DiLello follows suit, and Jefferson and Teague trying to capitalize with this burrito pushed out of the groove. No help. You can make that middle line work, especially if you carry enough speed into these corners here and even have somebody behind you just drafting a little bit, helping you cut through that air. Fortunately, the 63 did not have any followers last time through turn 1 and lost out not only on first, but second as well.
So now she's back to third. And when we say the high line here, it's more relative. You know, you don't want to be at that spot where the 42 was in the last couple laps, as you see Stapleton trying to go for the lead. But yeah, as Peter was saying, that middle lane just right above the low lane can work. You see it right there. Teague powering around the 67 as he brought the challenge. Now Jefferson tries to make a move down low on Disparito with Teague right behind.
You might wonder, you know, they can really throw it in. These drivers and cars, they are carrying tremendous amount of speeds down into the corners. And if you just get a little too low, you mess your angle up. That's why you see a lot of these drivers lose traction and just slide up the hill a little bit. It's not enough to completely break free and have the car go around, but, you know, this track isn't as banked as like its sister track in Michigan. This is a flatter track. It's wider, and it has those subtle seams in the pavement. You catch a seam wrong, that can easily chase your race car right up the hill.
That's true for sure, as now the top 4 single file out. Now top 5 as Teague goes in, but Stapleton's going to try and cross him over, heading into turn number 1 and through turn 2. Slides up the track just a little bit, trying to side draft the 99 as they go down the back straightaway, but looks like Teague will concede the spot. But behind, the 42 of Sustrai trying to make his way back up after experiencing a little bit of a mess up here in the 42 Chevrolet. But he's kind of struggling there. He's on the inside of Aiden Smith, but isn't able to get the spot. And now Lane Thomas, Evan Hunter, DJ Reed, these are all people with a whole lot of experience trying to get up behind the number 42, the rookie who's looking for a title.
Not only are they experienced, they are hungry. Back at the front, Jefferson held off a challenge from the 29 of DiLello. And it might seem like they're staying in line, they're playing nice, but these are calculated moves. You have to figure out who's going to be able, you can be able to work with at the end of the race. You need to make your friends now, and you need to move your enemies out of the way. I think the 42 is an enemy to some people up here. That's why they shuffled him back. So Sustrai just needs to rebound, as Disparito making a big move here down into 1.
They know Sustrai has won the past 2 races. No one's ever done that before in the history of the league. He has momentum like no one else really has ever before, and they're trying to make sure that he is in the back of the top 10. Meanwhile, DiLello, he's in a pretty good spot right now. Probably wants to be ahead of Jefferson as he continues. He tries to get the air off the quarter panel of the 48. Going to the inside on the front straightaway. He tries to get to the line ahead, but he won't. And that's okay. We'll see how he goes into turn number 1. But the 63 coming back as usual.
This burrito, boy, she wants to make this happen. No patience inside of that race car. I mean, looking to the inside, 3 wide low every lap, just there, you give no help. There, you make a move out of line like that, especially as this wide open track here. So we got to move for the lead, but you hit the wall of air, and it can just do crazy things to your race car. I think Teague hit it going down into 3, trying to make the move for 4th, because he really washed up into the 63. Jefferson, though, is right back to where he was last time by at the line.
Small bit of separation for a moment there for the top 3, but Teague reeled him back in through 1 and 2 very easily. And you know, it's not necessarily a super speedway track, but the draft definitely plays a role. You see these cars in a train, uh, just drafting some of the laps, and in the corners, that's where they make their moves, try and make them stick. You see the 63 making another 3 wide move to the inside. So we'll see where that goes, but and it's very interesting seeing a bit of a, you know, a mix of races. You see these guys run single file, but then, you know, it's a little bit spread out than some of the other races here we've seen.
Boy, Jefferson walked it up the hill. That's going to really benefit the 63 and 99. But DiLello and Rey trying to have a little teammate breakaway here. We are running through this race at a really good click of pace. I mean, we're about a third of the way through, approaching on halfway. We would be remiss if we did not at least cycle through some of the field. So a lot of separation. After like the top 12, you get back here to the 54, Anthony McClure, 53, Richard Herman, and that is the 25 of Steven Colon as well. A lot of people just back here just minding their P's and Q's, you know, staying out of harm's way, not doing anything stupid, and the racing up at the front has had the fans on their feet all night long.
Yeah, absolutely. And the first 2 races here at California went caution free. And that didn't mean the action was necessarily low. They're battling just as hard as they always have at this speedway, but they usually know how to mind their business here. So the 45 takes a 3 wide move down low. But it was really only last race in the summer here where guys started wrecking. Not sure if that was because of the hot temperatures or what, but really just awoke something, and then they crashed like 3 or 4 times in that race. But still a pretty good clean event here. Only 20 laps in, however, there's still a lot of race left. Not sure what can happen later on, but man, this race has been good. But something to point out, that's the 42 outside the top 10 right now.
Not ideal for the 42 of Kyler Sustrai. A lot of these people out of the championship hunt, but they can still easily contend. Championship isn't everything. Race wins are huge as well. And it is a very clean night, but trust me, there is no margin for error with some of these passes and some of these lines. I mean, we've been thankful that the trading of paint has not been too severe tonight. At the front, though, it is still Roger Rey over his teammate Zachary DiLello. It's a forward 1-2-3, though, with Colin Teague lurking in the wings, and he looks hungry. DiLello has tried to make a move around his teammate, looking once again this lap down into turn 1. Will it succeed this time? I think Teague may have the car and the drive within him to pass both of them.
And this 29 and 49, they may be teammates, but they are both fighting for this championship. Roger Rey is back in third in points, but he's a little bit further out than the 29. I mean, Zachary DiLello, a win, especially now that the 42 is on the, well, back in the top 10, but right on the edge. A win would put him into the points lead. Now, Roger Rey wouldn't necessarily do the same for him, but he would at least have a chance going into Michigan, and that's everything here with that race. You know how chaotic that race can be. You just want to go in with a shot. But now DiLello, not sure what happened. That move didn't quite work out for him, but now he's getting challenged for second place by the 63 Desperado.
With the speeds these cars are traveling, the wake off of these tall rear spoilers, the body shape, it is tough to pass when you are all out. You're not on the brakes here. You're barely even lifting off the gas. It is full commit for 50 straight all-out laps. You have to worry about your tires, but if you worry about your tires, you try and conserve a little bit, you get pushed back. You can't miss your groove either, and that is what it took for DiLello and Teague to crack the code of Roger Rey. he is going to slip back just like his team boss did, Aiden Smith, very early in the race. But Smith has rebounded, and he's saucing it up here on the inside, trying to add his name back into the mix with a tight move underneath the 63.
Move it down below. 63 of Disparito, but Rey, wow, look at that. He used the outside lane and now crosses over the 29 to DiLello. Side by side for the lead as we approach halfway. But what a masterful display of driving for Roger Rey right there as he goes from what could have been outside the top 5 to back to the front just almost as soon as he lost it.
That was an excellent move by our retaking the race leader, Roger Rey. Had a straighter line off the corner, was able just to keep his foot down to the floor and almost slingshot back around his teammate. A very impressive move. Saw it at the very edge of your camera lens. Kyler Sustrai and DJ Reed did rubble a little bit off of turn 2. Nothing came of it, thankfully. No one skittered down to the inside wall, but DiLello not giving up the fight here at the halfway mark of this one. To the inside once again, trying to lead the in-and-out 300.
Very interesting there again by Roger Rey. He went way up high and now he's definitely way back behind the 29 car. That is at least like half a second right there gap that DiLello has. And now this whole pack right here, almost 4 wide at points, trying to get ahead of the 49 car. They know they can do it. There goes Teague making a move. So we'll see how he goes into turn number 1, if he can pass the 49 and dethrone this Novasport 1-2.
And that's the power of this momentum-based racing. The cars behind you mess up a little bit, you'll lose a ton of time. DiLello broke away to a half-second advantage, if not more. It was a half-second, though, at the line. But now, the ever-powerful draft, only in a lapse time, Rey is within striking distance. Teague is within striking distance. Jefferson, Smith, Hunter, all of these guys are right back in it. And what did it take? About 1.5 miles of a 2-mile racetrack.
And that's the interesting thing we see here with the rubber banding of sorts down the front straightaway. You may see them get a little bit separated, but then they use the straights to kind of group back up in that train that we've seen all race. And it's working here today as the top 10 really, within a second and a half of each other. But back up front, the 49 now taking it a little bit more to the middle lane. Trying to get the run off the corner, trying to get to the back bumper. The 29 won't be enough this lap, but Roger Rey continues to hunt down Zachary DiLello, who he's been a rival to all race.
Even with the sprinting pace of the action tonight, Roger Rey knows he has time. There's still 20 laps left. He doesn't need to force an issue. He showed he can get the lead back with just one simple move, not letting getting past get back into his head. Now, I mean, he's not listening to me because he just forced the issue and DiLello went straight to the outside wall.
Oh, that's huge. DiLello, a possible DNF in the second to last race.
And nobody knows what to do.
42. They're all scrambling 6 wide going around the 29 car. But man, oh man, if that isn't a commentator's curse, I don't know what will be. As he crosses the line, all those spots lost. I'm stunned.
Oh no.
Oh,
That's day done.
yeah. DiLello all done for the day. And man, drama in the penultimate race of the GAMERNR Sportsman series. That is second in points, now out probably of the championship fight, as Teague found his way up to the front, dodging that skirmish from the 49 and 29. We'll see what'll happen in the next restart, but for now we've got a replay to look at. So it's heading down into turn number 3. Roger Rey down there on the inside drifts up the racetrack and just doesn't give. The 29 heads up into the wall as a result, and that's really not what DiLello needed. 60-point gap once again to the 42. He could have gained that today leading the race, but man, that's a very unfortunate set of events for the 29. He'll have to see what he can, get out of Michigan when we go there next week. If he can try to get at least third in points or something like that. But that'll be almost championship over, I believe, for the 29 team.
Here from the roof of the 49, close quarters racing is at high speed. There is little margin of error, and Roger drove it in there. I don't think he expected DiLello to move down the track that much, but I don't think DiLello was expecting to have the 49 drive it in that much. So it's one of those racing deals, and it's just truly unfortunate that it's two teammates coming together.
Well, this race has been flipped upside down as the 29 of Zachary DiLello gets involved in an accident with his teammate Roger Rey, and the Novasport 1-2 has been officially dismantled, as well as Zachary DiLello's hopes for the championship. But still, 20 or so laps to run in this race. We'll see where this goes once we get this thing restarted. All right, back here in Fontana, pace car lights are off, getting ready to get this thing restarted with Colin Teague in the lead. New face in the game pretty much. This has been that Novasport top two, DiLello and Roger Rey all day, but now Roger Rey right now sits in second with no teammate except for the 89 of Aiden Smith, who sits right behind. Probably a little bit conflicted now as a boss, seeing that happen right in front of him. Roger Rey might have a better chance to win this race, but that's at the expense of the driver who had the better chance at the title. As we scroll through the field, coming to this restart, it will be less than 20 laps remaining at this event in Auto Club. The pace car goes in, getting set to get the in and out 300 back underway. Here we go. First one to make a move back there is Evan Hunter, and that'll be 3 wide down to the bottom with Lane Thomas and the 63 DiLello up high, but Sustrai trying to double up and take those guys 4 wide, but that did not work out for him. Now Aiden Smith up at the front for second, 3 wide down on these top two. Not gonna work. He has to catch the car way low, but Jefferson now up to second place, maybe the lead.
They were very even on the restart, sitting behind each other, getting up to speed, but now it is go time. Coming next time by will be 15 to go. You need to turn it up, and you need to stay in your groove. Colin Teague walks it way up the racetrack, just like Lotus Desperado did a lap ago. These heat cycle tires are catching some drivers out, and it's allowing others to capitalize, like Jefferson, like Lane Thomas, and like Sustrai back there. Evan Hunter on the move once again as Smith runs his teammate way up the hill through 3 and 4.
That was the crossover there from Aiden Smith saying, you're not going to take the spot from me that easily, especially not after the last accident, but we'll have to see what happens here. I mean, we got Jefferson now leading the race, and he knows how to lead one of these Fontana races, especially under the lights. That's what happened last time out here. He got the lead late and was able to run away with it as the championship contenders battled behind. Now with one of the main players out of it, it's just up to Roger Rey pretty much to win this race and pole vault himself back in. But Evan Hunter, as he looks for one last race win, tries to get past the 45 of Lane Thomas, but now Sustrai stuck up top.
As he says that, goes right down to the bottom, goes Sustrai. As for the lead, Jefferson and Rey side by side once again. Rey should have it as Jefferson surrenders the spot, looks to hold off Teague. Evan Hunter was desperately trying to keep it down on the bottom of the racetrack to pass some cars. I think he got a couple, but now he is shuffled back to the high side. We'll have to see how that fares for him. Jefferson, though, trying to hold off that 49 in whatever way he can. Gave him the lead, now wants it back. Incredible racing here tonight.
If you're Roger Rey now, you really want that lead back away from Jay Jefferson as he tries to pass on the inside with the help of the 89 of Aiden Smith. A bit of an unlikely pairing there. But Rey, especially now, you wonder if he's getting points updates, where the 42 is running back there. He's dropping back now, but for a second there, he was charging through, and that's probably going to make the 49, driver of the 49, break a sweat as he now goes to the inside. He wants to win this race more than ever now, to do whatever he can to get a better shot at Michigan. But right now, that shot that might be diminishing here as the 42 continues to run a good pace.
An interesting move by Aiden Smith. I was expecting to have him drop behind Ray there, help his teammate push ahead into the corner, but no, he decided to push the 48 instead, and Ray says, whatever, I'll take it into my own hands. I will door slam the 48 through turn 2 to try and get this lead back. And here comes Aiden Smith. He does not want to play teammate games after what he saw Ray do to DiLello.
And this is, I mean, I feel like these guys know that this is, for the championship drivers, this is their last chance to score a championship. This is their last chance possibly to score a race win. And that is definitely going to mean the world to them if they can get one last victory in this series before this thing comes to a close. This season comes to a close. But Ray is able to get that bottom lane on Jefferson. Jefferson now rolls the top, clears for the lead down the back straightaway as they battle 3 wide back behind. Disparito still doing whatever she can to try and get out front. She's 190 back. She's still in contention for this race win, but so is the 42 right behind, stalking the rear bumper of that Dodge.
Disparito trying, cannot make it work. You cannot enter too shallow into the shallow bank curves. Ray looking underneath Jefferson once again. It's been the story of the race, and now with 10 to go, these moves really matter. And Evan Hunter has found a higher gear because he is finally methodically picking his way through traffic, now looking for P3 in that UPS Dodge.
Just gaining spot after spot is that number 11 UPS Dodge. And now here's Ray again. That's the same move he tried to pull on DiLello. It didn't work. Ended up dumping him. I don't think the boss man at JJ Motorsports, Jay Jefferson, would be quite happy with that. But it was not enough to turn him around. Just enough to get him up the racetrack. And we see it once again. The car down low on the front straight. Can he get the lead heading to turn number 3? Looks like Jefferson just a little bit more of a run. It's the 42's getting desperate into the side of the 89, washes up the track. We'll see if now Hunter can get past the 42 car of Sustrai, but now Teague mounting a challenge for second place possibly under the 49 of Ray.
Sustrai was not giving up without a fight. He drove into the side of the 89 trying to pump that car up, could not do it. Has to surrender, and thankfully, because I think if he stayed in the gas, they would have both been in the outside wall. Jefferson now leads over the 49, and Ray can't peek low into the corner because the Valero Ford of Colin Teague is underneath him. Evan Hunter following, and Jefferson, what happened? He just missed the corner. He missed the corner, and that's going to give the lead to the 99 unless Jefferson can find something with the driver he's been racing side by side with all night, Roger Rey, here down into turn 3, but no, something got onto the 48's tires and he just walked it way up the hill.
That was like 3 of the top 5 right there just going high, and that allowed Teague and Hunter to get on by, just cruise on past those drivers, but they're not out of it yet. They're stuck on the high side, but sometimes that can be beneficial, especially here coming in. You just can't get too high. Look at this. They're trying to split the middle. 4 wide goes Ray. Right past the 42. Can he clear the 48? I don't think so. But man, that was a daring move. He sees that 42. He's coming back. He's trying to make his way back out front, trying to get ahead of the 49 and say, this title is mine. But Roger say, not quite. I've still got a say in this thing. Back to 4th, but still in it to win it.
We're going to go out the back of the 11 of Evan Hunter, watching all the chaos behind him, but who knows? He might not be in the lead for long. Only a couple tenths of a second ahead of the field is not too much. And look at the drive Jefferson's putting on. Jefferson and Ray have just been unstoppable tonight with the moves they are making, the car control they have, but now they're back in the thick of it. Evan Hunter's out front with the clear advantage. Aiden Smith has a good car. You see Disparito up here as well, and Disparito's going to go on the wall.
Uh-oh!
Disparito on the wall, sliding down the track. I think everybody's going to miss the 63. Barely.
And that is going to mean a late race restart here in Fontana. Man, oh boy. And you got Hunter leading, but that lead is now erased. Jay Jefferson right to the back bumper of him once we get this restart. But who's especially going to benefit from this is the 42 of Sustrai, who is now only 2 spots away from Roger Rey and probably going to Michigan with a heavy points lead. But with Colin Teague, in 5th, We'll see how he defends the 49 of Rey on this restart. And you got the 89 ahead as well. Are they coming into pit? We'll see here.
I think they're just waiting for the pace car, which is taking its time. I was focusing on the
Oh, yeah.
99 of Colin Teague because I believe that was the car to Disburrito's inside last time through the corner. They should have enough fuel to make it. They're staying out there waiting for the pace car, which is taking its sweet time. Brandon Morris, behind the wheel. Sometimes just does whatever he wants. But we have an accident to look at here at Fontana, and boy, if you thought the racing was hectic now, just wait until this thing gets back green.
Heading into turn number 3, just like we saw with Roger Rey. This time it's Colin T going in there. I feel like that's a whole lot more egregious than what Rey did. I mean, he was about 2 car lengths back from the 63, but either way, that ends up with the title contender into the wall and stopped on the racetrack with all these guys going by. Luckily for the second time in a row, no one hits the stalled car, but very unfortunate for Lotus Burrito. And now the only 2 drivers in the top 4 in points are the 42 of Sustrai, points leader, and Roger Rey.
On board here with Sustrai, seeing the move Teague makes down here into turn 3. I mean, that is an incredible length back. The 63 definitely got called clear, but Teague just did not lift off the gas, filled the hole, and it was just too late. This burrito paid the price. Teague nearly went around as well.
A whole lot of action, a whole lot of drama here tonight as the full moon shines upon Southern California. Another title contender dumped in 3 and 4 like we saw early in the race, and that's going to prompt a 2-lap restart. Man, this is going to get crazy here at the end as the title contenders remaining are all bunched up, and we've still got a race to win by a whole lot of other guys who can spoil the party. All right, back here in Fontana, getting ready for a 2-lap shootout to the end as Evan Hunter leads, trying to get one more win here in GAMERNR before the season's over. And then right behind, Jay Jefferson, defending winner of this race, trying to go back-to-back under the lights in SoCal. Sitting in third is Aiden Smith. He's looking for his first of the season, but also a teammate right behind who's contending for the title, Roger Rey, who, if he gains these 3 spots right in front of him, he'll have a great shot going into Michigan. But that 42 car is right behind at 49. Sitting between is Colin Teague, but you got the 28 of Kirsten Martinez. She's also in the top 5 in points, not really with a shot big time at the title, but she might still get up there, gain a couple of spots, especially with some of them getting taken out. Edgar Garcia, Lane Thomas, and DJ Reed round out the top 10 as the pace car heads down pit road. We're back green at Fontana. Not a good restart for Rey as the top 2 try to pull ahead with just 2 laps remaining.
Folks, if you're on your feet, I don't blame you. If you're not on your feet, you might as well stand up because this is going to get crazy. Jefferson not looking to waste any time. Sticking his left front quarter panel out, trying to get some clean air on that fender. Can't quite do it. Still single file down the back. Rey and Aiden Smith trying to duke it out for third. But here comes Jay Jefferson making the move. Next time by, it'll be the white flag.
Jefferson's got the help behind him, but that momentum's going to side with the top as Aiden Smith tries to get the slipstream off the 11 to pull into second place as Rey pulls up behind third and fourth. Here he comes, trying to get second away from Jefferson. Not quite.
Can't quite do it down the back. No challenges yet for the 11. Jay Jefferson, former winner here at this track. It's go time, and he's going to make the move into 3.
One more shot through 3 and 4, but it's not going to work. That car definitely did not have what it needed through those final 2 corners, and Evan Hunter is going to take home the win in Southern California, and Roger Rey ends up with the second place finish, but it's the 11 going to victory lane, and Kyler Sustrai finds himself in 6th place when it's all said and done.
That was something we had not seen all day. The 48 car did not have the car control, and for that to happen at the most crucial, important moment of the race is just heartbreaking. Never did I see Jay Jefferson lift off the throttle until trying to make the move for the win.
Evan Hunter, he made the methodical move all the way from not I don't want to say the back, but he wasn't necessarily top 10, top 5 consistently, but he made his way up there and started challenging the leaders, and that caution was exactly what he needed to defend his track position, and ultimately he kept his cool, he stayed consistent through these corners, and it ends up giving him the win over Roger Rey, who's going to be shaking his head, wondering what could have been, as he only gets 175 points to Sustrai's 155. That's only a 20-point gain for the guy who's 145 back. Probably needed a whole lot more than that. Probably would have hoped for that 25 extra that would have gotten him at least 100 points back from the 42 going into Michigan, which would have made it definitely plausible for him to win the championship. But Aiden Smith in fourth, right behind Jay Jefferson, who, like Peter was saying, I mean, completely had probably the best car this race in track position, but ended up having to settle for third as that car just kind of tapered off on that final restart. Colin Teague, solid day, fifth place, around where he was all day. Like we were saying, the 42 of Kyle Sustrai in sixth place. Kirsten Martinez around right where she was running in seventh. Give a shout out to Hector Garcia in eighth, just kind of quiet today, but still comes out with a top 10 run. DJ Reed in the ninth position and Lane Thomas in 10th. Those are two guys who had good runs today. Ends up getting a good result out of it as well. All right, so that is it for Southern California. And Peter, what did you think? How does this race shape the things up going into the final race in Michigan?
I think that was a good reminder from Mr. Evan Hunter, today's race winner, that, he reminded everybody why he was the season one champion by displaying just patient racecraft, didn't make any mistakes, didn't send any other competitors up into the wall, methodically made his way up through the field and got it done. Led the race when it mattered, and nobody could challenge him. They ran out of time. Overall, Sustrai stayed composed. Rey did not stay as composed, unfortunately. DiLello was composed until the unfortunate accident happened. And I think for Michigan, it's a very similar racetrack, and the people still in championship contention showed up today with good cars. If they bring these same cars next week to Michigan, I think they'll have just as good a race. And I hope to see just as good a race as we saw tonight, because that was incredible.
And something that you might have next race that you don't have tonight is bad blood, especially after what we saw today. Some of the top guys in points taking each other out, and we're gonna see possibly some tempers blow at Michigan. Completely just and controversy pretty much at Auto Club, and it's always these penultimate races that set the stage up for the finale that end up having that drama, and it's going to be very interesting to see how Michigan turns out. But it's a little bit more banked, a little bit more slippery than this its sister track in Fontana, and there is no better track to decide the finale out in Motor Speedway or near Motor City in Michigan, getting ready to decide this championship. Kyle Sustrai, Roger Rey. We'll see if DiLello and Disparito possibly have a shot, but it's looking slim for them. It might just be a two-horse race heading into Michigan. But for now, thank you for watching the GAMERNR Sportsman series. We'll see you next time.